And we are recording. Welcome back to Licorice Pizza, the best Sixers sports podcast on the Stepover Podcast Network. Starting today. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna just do a quick episode. I've decided I'm just gonna do an episode whenever I feel like it. I don't think this is gonna be a weekly podcast. Maybe a bi-weekly podcast with no specific real dates, and maybe I will not. There will definitely be an episode once a week, I think, is what I want to do. Because this is mostly just a ranty. I like basketball, and I'm alone, and I want to talk about it with someone, and it's going to be you. So let's talk the dang talk today. The Sixers picked up Willie Cauley Stein, who I like a lot. I think he's very serviceable, and he's very good and nice. And I'm gonna look up his stats right now. Willie Cauley Stein is just a cool looking guy. I think I've always been a fan of him because he just looks cool. And this season he has been averaging just under 10 minutes and just under 2 points. And about 2 rebounds this season. And he's not really played the month of January. But that's fine. Oh, wow. He's only 28. That's also fine. He's just truly serviceable. And I cannot say that word. I said it like 5 times earlier out loud. I don't know why, but I did. And I can't say it now. Serviceable. Willie Cauley Stein is cool. He looks cool. He's, I hope, good vibes. Let me do a quick Google. I'm just going to Google Willie Cauley Stein vibes, ? And I don't know. That's about it. Nothing else. Willie Cauley Stein on his tattoos guarding. I'll just read this article out loud from when he played for the Kings and learned from Boogie Cousins. So that's good. He played for the Kings. That's the thing. He's been around. He's a journeyman. It's not about the ride. It's about the journey, man. And that's what Willie Cauley Stein is going to bring to the table. He played for the Mavericks. Let me go on his Wikipedia. Willie Trill Cauley Stein is his legal middle name is Trill. Oh no, it's not. His legal Willie May. Oh, so where did the Stein come from? Oh, it might be Trill. Well, on Wikipedia it says Trill is his middle name, and that's sweet. Played for Kentucky. I heard he wasn't that good on Kentucky when I saw something on Twitter earlier. Oh wow, he was the backup to Nerlens Noel. So you'll find out over the course of this show if you are a basketball, if you've been a basketball person for your whole life. I don't really watch college basketball, and my brain has not been able to wrap around that. Just because it feels to me like it's so fast moving of like, here's this great college prospect, and then next thing you know, it's like, now they're in the league, and they're great. And so it's like, I'm just going to watch them in the league. When you come to the league, you're a rookie in the NBA, I will focus on you. And I even watch, I watch G League games more than I watch college games. So, I don't know. I never pay attention to college. I want to and should, but right now I do not. And March is coming up, so I guess then. Also, the last 3 years, there hasn't. Last year there was a March Madness, but there's 2 years where there weren't March Madness. So, Noel tore his ACL. This is the Willie Cauley Stein episode. We stand here. We stand him at the Stepover. Every episode is going to be dedicated to Willie Cauley Stein from here on out. This is so interesting to everyone that I'm just reading his stats silently to myself. Yeah, he averages 5 points a game. That's basically what I'm learning. He was on. I feel like for some reason I thought he's been around longer, but he's really only been on 3 teams. He's been on Golden State and then Dallas. Never mind. That's 2 teams. Oh, jeez, I can't read correctly. Sacramento. I was looking at that and just being like, I was like, Sacramento doesn't have a basketball team. So that's fun. So he was good bad on Sacramento for 5 years, and then got a ring. Wait, I didn't read that correctly. Yeah, because he was on the 20. Oh no, he did not. No, he missed the ring year. Yes. No. Yes, he did not at all win a ring. Great. So good for him. Good for him. He's fine. He's fine. I think I was just more excited because it felt like Daryl Morey was like hinting at someone else. But he wasn't. He basically said on the Ricky Sanchez podcast, he's like, I found a serviceable big who will be on the team, and I'm annoyed I can't say who it is, but I do want to say it's no one exciting. And he was correct. This is who it is. It's Willie Cauley Stein, who's great. And again, good vibes. He's a cool guy. And I think he'll help out Paul Millsap with just some size. That's fine. I spent 6 minutes talking about Willie Cauley Stein. Let's talk about the All-Star game. That was cool. What a cool weekend of basketball. I thought. That was a pretty fun time. I was trying to describe what the All-Star game, like NBA 75 was to my girlfriend, and I was just like, it was like a pageant mixed with an award show, mixed with like 50 men standing around each other, so happy, so proud of what they've done, so proud of each other, and just trying really hard not to cry, which is very cute and also weird because it's just like, just cry. I love the people like Iverson. I want to be like Iverson in so many ways because he's just the best, and he's a free speaker. He seems like he's just figured out how to be alive and how to keep in contact with just like it seems like a very good friend, and I love how he is not afraid to show emotion and just genuinely like tell people like, I love you so much. Like, even though you were like, I forgot he was saying this too, but he was like talking to someone, like obviously Kobe's been like, Kobe, you've been kicking my ass forever, and I love you so much. He's so unafraid to tell people and to cry. He cries in like every interview now. It's amazing. It's really beautiful to see. And I wish more NBA players were like Allen Iverson, for a lot of reasons, because that would just be cool. It would just be cool if everyone was a lot looser, and I don't know. Iverson's the best. I'm looking at my Iverson jersey right now. I'm just like wistfully looking. Oh, Iverson. You did it. The number one of the 75. That's what I loved. I loved how this is my favorite moment. I feel like that wasn't talked about enough on Twitter. Was in the NBA 75, they did the thing where like, is Michael Jordan showing up? Is Michael Jordan showing up? Turned out he did show up. He wasn't there for the photos, and he did show up, and they named him last. And he came out, and he was clapping, and then Michael Jordan walked to the center of the big podium thing that they were all on, where like clearly the thing they were trying to do was like, we're not going to call out people in ranking, like we're going to try our best not to rank the people when we're like calling everyone out to stand around, but they went by position. They went by center, forwards, and then guards, and everyone was like in a circle. So like on the bottom circle, it was the centers, and then in the middle circle, it was all the forwards. And then Michael Jordan does not stand with the rest of the guards in the top circle. He just goes straight to the middle of the circle. Because I legitimately think that Michael Jordan thought that that's what he was supposed to do. Like, I truly think that he was just like, well, yeah, they're calling me last, and I'm the greatest player to ever be in the NBA, and whoever will be in the NBA. And so clearly you guys mean that I should stand in the middle. And I bet no one explained it to him. Like, there was someone pulling him. Like, no. That was just, I thought that was so funny. And then like his weird attitude, like there's that funny video where like he walks up to Luka, and he's like, Luka, I love you. And then Karl Anthony Towns walks up and is like, hey, Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan just like, hey, you fan? All right, I'll see you. Like, he He has no idea who Karl Anthony Towns is. He's the owner of the Hornets, and I think he watches like. He barely watches basketball, I bet, now. Or at least just does not pay attention to anyone who has not made the playoffs in forever. I bet he thinks the Minnesota Timberwolves don't exist. I love Michael Jordan. That's so funny. Oh, and then the hallway thing where he was like, Magic, put on your shoes right now. We're going to play. And he was dead serious. That's so funny. It was cool. It was a cool special. I watched the TBS Shaq and Kenny broadcast, which was awesome. And it was just fun. It was like a loose podcast celebration barbecue award show pageant. Like show horse, but also like very human, but also very capitalistic, but also very like personal. It was so many things, and I think they did a really good job, and it was a fun weekend. The game was fun. I think they've done a good job of putting stakes on it, of just like, hey guys, like, you know, it's, they're playing for charities, and these players now want to win the Kobe Bryant MVP trophy. Is like, that's a cool little thing for your legacy, is like, I'm the Kobe Bryant MVP. Probably feels cool to say. And I think Joel was legitimately kind of not upset, because he was just like, this is fun. Everyone was having fun. And like, it was so fun seeing Joel and Jimmy Butler shoot the shit. And like, oh God, they just seem like such good friends. And I just wish, let's all for a second, real quick, imagine in the craziest of avenues that this would never happen. But let's say in Earth 28B, there's a universe where Ben Simmons decided, you know what, Sixers organization, we don't need, I know I play better with Tobias Harris, but I think let's keep Jimmy Butler. And then the organization pushes to giving Jimmy the max. And then sure, we sell the Al Horford year. Let's say all that still happens. Though I guess that would happen because basically we picked Jimmy. Anyway, so we picked Jimmy. All the same thing with the Hawks happen, and Ben Simmons still asks for a trade. And imagine the team. Imagine a James Harden, Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid big three. That is like the meanest. I would be scared. I would be scared at a bar. Like, they're just like they're like the popular funny mean girls to me. In the NBA circles, in like the tier circle, you know, where it's like you got your like, everyone loves Steph, LeBron, and Giannis and everything, and then like people have opinions about, but like with Jimmy, Joel, and Harden are like, everyone's very critical about them, but they also are so good and they have reasons to brag, and they just, I don't know, I would definitely be like, if I walked by the three of them, I'd be like, they judge my outfit. They probably like looked at each other and said something, because they just seem like a fun three. I would love to be the fourth of that Dave and Buster's party. What just laughing at myself. What a weird fantasy to share. If I could do anything I want with one wish, anything in the world, Dave and Buster's with James Harden, Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid. And in my wildest fantasy, it's still only like an hour and a half we hang out, and they're maybe on their phones the whole time, but like that's the dream. Let's see. Yeah, there's that. Any more Sixers news? I'm going to keep this short. There's not that much to talk about. All-Star Game's fun. Sixers play on Friday. I'm going to be watching that game, and I probably won't do another episode until next Monday, after I see the Beard and Joe in the Garden. I'm going to go to the Garden on Sunday. I'm seeing the Beard and Joe show. It's going to be the best. They're both going to get 60 points. That's my prediction on the podcast, is first time ever, 2 60-point games. The Sixers win 140-70 against the Knicks. And then the tertiary points, the people who got other points are just Maxey and B-Ball Paul. The other point makers, the 120 points are from Joel and Harden. Everyone else is, and then the other, whatever points after that is Maxey and Paul. Anything else going on Sixers wise? Oh, I want to talk about this real quick. I'm going to respond to a text on air. Hey, yo, Diego texted him back, and we all heard it. Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Zion Williamson, who I love so much. He's a big, beefy boy. He is a Nollins alligator stew, and I love him. I don't think a lot of people know this about me in general, but I am kind of a New Orleans Pelicans fan. Sort of. I'm a diehard Sixers fan, but I have spent a lot of time in New Orleans in this past year working down there, and Pelicans tickets are like really, really affordable in a wonderful way that like the community, you know, I hate that. I'll go on a side tangent real quick. I hate online the elitism, this weird elitism that some people have online of like making fun of people were roasting the Pelicans that were like, because they had some deal. It's like, hey, if you buy like a smoothie at select locations, we'll give you 2 free tickets in like the upper level. And people were like roasting the Pelicans and be like, what a poverty franchise. Like how they're selling affordable tickets under $20 so that people can like see a show for fun. It's like, how dare they? How dare they have tickets that anyone, you know, that are affordable for almost everyone in the community. And I just can't wrap my head around like the thinking that someone would have. It's like, what are you rooting for? You're rooting for like this select group of whatever 15 men who run the Pelicans organization, and the one woman owner. I'm forgetting her name, but I just saw. Anyway, doesn't matter. Who are you rooting for? You're rooting for the interest of the owners. Like, it's not fun that the Lakers. It's $100 to sit in like the nosebleeds and like the way top where you can barely, where you have an obscured view. That's still an $100 ticket practically. I'll even look it up right now. Ticket for the next Lakers game, and compare it to the Pelicans, because it's like, it's truly ridiculous. Here we go. That was from a while ago. Anyway, here we go. This is tickets from. Oh no, this will be the game on the 25th against the Clippers. Okay, so this is a big ticket, but still. LA, cheapest ticket is $74, and you are in section 332, which looks like it is behind a giant thing. So like, yeah, you have an obscured view for $74, where if you go to a Brooklyn Nets game or you go to a Pelicans game, $74 gets you like, that's 7 people are going to a game together. That's amazing. And I think, you know, I truly think ticket prices have skyrocketed in a bad way. That has become just kind of sad, and like your average fan can't get to enjoy the game they love. And then it's like, it's all these rich people in LA, because you watch those LA games, and I get a little annoyed in the front row. Oh yeah, because I got annoyed because there was at the All-Star game where like, because like those tickets obviously are not affordable. Those are like, if you're sitting in the front section, you know, whatever, in the lower levels, yeah, it's probably a $10,000 ticket, you know, maybe not that much, but you know, something crazy like that, something crazy in the thousands you are paying for a ticket like that. And then you watch the All-Star game, and I'm watching them, and there's all these kids my age. There's all these young adults my age, and people my age, or even kids like these. I saw like there was like 17-year-old kids who were next to like clearly like rich fathers. Like no one was famous, but I'm like, clearly like everyone there is rich, and no one cares. Like they're not cheering. Some people were cheering, obviously, but like, anyway, you know what I mean. I'm just saying that right now the market's at a place where it's like, for these big high market teams, where it's like at the Garden or at the at the Lakers at the crypto. I couldn't think of it at first, and I was like, oh yeah, of course, it's called the Crypto Center, the Crypto.com Center. It's like those are fun crowds, but there are a lot of people who I don't think are enjoy the game as much as someone can. Regardless, I praise the New Orleans Pelicans for keeping the prices affordable. I think, unfortunately, the moment they can raise it up, when there is a demand, they will, because that's how it works. But it just, for right now, enjoy it. Anyway, weird tangent I went on. That's my rant about, that's how I feel about all that, is ticket prices should be so much more affordable than they are. And I think it's weird when you defend your franchise for having an expensive ticket. That's weird. You're not an owner of the franchise. Why are you defending them? Anyway, and don't you want to see a game? Like, I'm proud as a Laker fan that I can't afford to sit in a comfortable section. That's weird behavior online. But going back to why I brought all this up is Zion Williamson talk. That's why I brought all this up. I love Zion Williamson. He is a big, beefy boy, and he's great. And I think the media is very mean to him. Everyone's commenting about his weight constantly. Again, he's been in New Orleans for now 3+ years, and I've only been in New Orleans for a year. It's been a calendar year, basically in February. Is basically like when I started working in New Orleans consistently for like a year, and I gained so much weight. Like, it's so easy to gain weight in New Orleans because everything tastes amazing. There's so much good food everywhere. CJ McCollum, watch out, because like you gotta. It's hard to eat there. Just truly, like at a nutritional standpoint, like, because you're on set, you're working weird hours, and it's like I eat what I can on set, and there's always healthy options and stuff. But then, like, once you get back, it's like, it's 9 p.m. and a lot of places are closed. And then it's like the only places that are open are just like these either hole-in-the-walls or big chains. And no matter what, it's like it's the best fried pork whatever thing in the world. Like, every place just has an amazing selection of bad food for you. And it's incredible. And I bet Zion has been taking advantage of it because he's been hurt a lot and sitting around. And that's all you can do, really. And it's just sad that people are hyper-focusing on that. Because I bet he feels terrible. And I bet, that feeds into a lot of the rumors of him wanting to leave. Because I bet he does want to leave. Because he's got a lot of pressure on himself. He's got so much pressure. When he was in college, when he was in high school, everyone was like, he better be LeBron James. Like, there was so much hype around him. And he's been injured, but it's like, I in no way view this as like, I think he will be fine in the long term. I think he will be a Hall of Famer, truthfully. Because I've seen him play in person. I went to a game with my friend Ray last year near the end of the season, and it was against the Mavericks, and Luka did not play, but Zion put up, I believe, 48. I believe like he was like just under 50, and they could have. He didn't want to like play the fourth quarter because they were blowing him out, but it was awesome to see, and it was just like when you watch someone like that live, it's amazing, and it's like you get a flash of like this when you someone like Zion and his efficiency and his speed and his just his power, unbelievable. He's so good, and people are underrating him because he's been hurt and he's in a weird situation. He's 20, I believe. He might be 21, but he's been hurt. And every single time he's on the court, it's like, well, you better be the best team in the league because that's what we're expecting you to be, guy. They invented the play-in practically for Zion. And I don't know. I think he can turn it around. And I feel bad that on the news today, everyone was giving him guff and crap about not reaching out to CJ McCollum, which, yeah, I thought was weird, but also, again, he's 20, and I bet so stressed out all the time. And probably didn't even think about it because he's not in New Orleans right now, because again, the things I said, I bet he's trying not to eat all the New Orleans food, and he's trying to, like, work on his body in different ways. He's at that facility in Portland. And if he gets traded, if they have to part ways, that would be really sad. And I really hope that doesn't happen. And I don't feel like there's a lot of teams right now that could trade for him or would make a ton of sense. Then, like, New Orleans right now is a really good situation for Zion to be in. It's like Ben Simmons at the beginning of the season this year. It's like, where are you going to go that's better than the Sixers right now? Like, we made this team around you, Ben. So, like, you can't say that, like, oh, this team doesn't fit me. It's like, we literally designed this team to fit you. Obviously, it's not perfect, but what team is? But that's what it feels like with Zion right now, where it's like, he can't, where else would he go? Besides New York. But I don't think New York has something that they could package together. It's like, because they can't trade just Randall and a bunch of picks and Cam Reddish. I don't know. Yeah, there's like nothing. I think he's in a great situation right now. I hope he recovers. I think about him and I hope he's good. I think he's going to turn around. Pro Zion, pro Willie Cauley Stein, pro Cheap Ticket Podcast over here. Thank you for listening. I think that's all I got to say. I love Zion. I love Iverson. I love when the NBA 75 all get together and like and hang out. I love Willie Cauley Stein. And I love Joel Embiid. And I love you all. Have a great night. This is the Stepover.